fine, so he can never talk to us again. And he does this thing. He bullies people like OJ. OJ, come on, man. You got to be better than this. Where he's just like, I mean, you understand, right? You talked about my kids, so I can never talk to them again. All right, this is why that's retarded.
John can't talk to Shuli.
Or me.
Kids.
No, he can't.
Or my Anthony. Kids won't talk to me.
Because we talked about his kids just the dumbest way possible.
John can't talk to his kids. They don't want to hear from him. He's an embarrassment. Could you imagine being that kid that has that guy as a father? Oh my God, you would never tell your friends or anything else, especially as a kid. They're not kids now, but when they're 16, 17, 18, forget it.
I made a joke that his kids sound like losers. That was the joke.
I know. So,
hold on. No, John will call me on this if I don't say this correctly. I also said that his other daughter, who was featured in the college newspaper, said that she was...
home insecure.
Well, yeah, homeless, but also food insecure.
Yeah, right.
Almost homeless and food insecure. And I said people were saying, it looks like Baba Booey might...
It's an advantage.
It is. It is the only reason. I pointed this out to John. He was hired sight unseen on the Howard Stern show as an intern because he had a stutter.
That's not a disability.
It's not a disability. So he's had all this time to cool off.
You can't even stutter right. I've seen stutterers my whole life. Nobody has that gagging stutter weird thing that John did. That wasn't a stutter. That was epilepsy. This guy's a retard.
About the kids thing, and I saw him online saying, you, Carl, shouldn't come to Comedy at the Carlson because he doesn't know what's going to happen.
I have that clip.
Yeah.
let's get into it. I have a couple clips from the this subreddit from Dabblers Anonymous that I do want to play on here just so we can kind of address it. It's nothing crazy, but it's just Johnny being Johnny. You know how he is. He gets a little nuts sometimes.
Vinny has a good heart.
I don't know about that.
Carl, you're too generous with this guy. He's a piece of shit, and you might as well admit it.
Nah.
No, Vinny's great.
Carl's
but he should get his heart checked.
Okay, good point. Vinny has a big heart.
An enlarged heart.
All right. So let me just do the setup. I think John will explain this, but I was watching the BS show this morning, and their whole thing was John's going to be in Rochester March 10th, Sunday night, Comedy at the Carlson, an evening with Stuttering John. You can go to the Comedy at the Carlson's website. You can get tickets. I think stutteringjohnlive.com will redirect you. You can get tickets for $20 admission, very affordable, $40 for the meet and greet. And let me just say this. So he does try to correct himself here.
That's all. And I'm not threatening him with anything.
No?
I'm just saying
Yeah, what are you saying?
that, maybe I just yell at him.
Maybe he drinks too much. Maybe he drinks and drives home and gets in a car wreck.
He might fall down.
A lot of...
This look is when John wanted to be a biker, tough guy. He looks like a midget troll under a bridge troll.
I love that he goes, maybe I yell at him. John,
Who knows?
who knows?
I'm just saying, I don't think it would be a good idea.
You know.
So you'd be uncomfortable is what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't like me.
You know. Have a beer and shut up.
We're all involved.
This right away.
Park City is a place where you can ski.
Fucking New York.
This is where he really starts selling it for the out-of-town audience right here.
He never knows when not to big time.
Yeah. I think I heard this on the BS show this morning. They're just like, make fun of Rochester after the show.
Yeah.
Yes, or during.
Not before the show or during. Rochester and John's reaction to that.
Is another nefarious thing. What the dues payer is doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is starting with Vinny Paulino. Vinny Paulino booked me at Comedy at the Carlson in Rochester. What does dues payer do? He does his show and says that he's going to try and get a show in the next room because they have 2 rooms. Vinny, being the nice, normal person, calls the dues payer and says, Shuli, why are you doing this? This is a night for John and I. It's my club.
It's romantic.
John's doing nice enough to do a one-man show.
Nice.
Vinny never called Truly and said that. You're a liar. And you always wanted to be compete with these guys. They have no talent. They don't know how to do stand-up. So do side by side. See who's better. Who people want to go see. Chicken shit.
Why are you trying to disrupt this? And the dues payer would not back down. And he kept going. And Vinny was like, you know what, John? I'm pissed. This guy...
Never happened. What Vinny said was, you were such a pain in the ass and wouldn't cooperate that he canceled you out. Stop lying.
It's unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
Let him do his thing. I'm not going to be there. You guys can go if you want. I'll just tell you, if you're planning on traveling in the wintertime to go see a show, come to WATP Live. It's going to be way better than an evening with Stuttering John. I actually put work into my show.
Yeah. If you have to make financial choices about which trip you're going to be able to.
Did on the show, and they had a great time together, and they're kind of buddies now. And so John's whole thing is like, you can't be friends. That's my friend first. You know, he's one of those assholes. He was my friend before it was your friend. So I just watched for a second. Okay. So this is, and I love that someone posted this. This is from Barnes and Noobs in the subreddit. Mushmouth can't even keep his own lies in order. This is John talking about his IQ and where he's at, because the number he's throwing out there now is so fucking insane. People are just like, well, you know that can't be true, right? But he doubles down.
True story. I looked at Einstein's. Here, let's look it up. Einstein's IQ. All right? Einstein's IQ. I have a 165, so let's see what this says he had.
165.
Men's certification team. Thanks for the $2. Stephen Hawking's IQ is 160. Yeah, I claim to be 160, not 165. Nice try. All right, guys. So,
So John said 165.
Yep.
Stephen Hawking is 160. He's like, yeah, me too.
You can't even keep your lies straight. You're so smart you can't remember what you said.
Which also is an incredible lie. But the fact that he's like, oh, nice try, guys. You tried to catch me in a lie. I said 160. No, he said 165. But, and I got to get this audio, because years ago when he was on with Royce bragging about his IQ, he said 136. Which even that is ridiculous. But the fact they were 136 to 1...
His IQ is about 70. Not an internet IQ test or a shorts, TikTok, Instagram IQ test, but a real IQ, 70.
65 to 160. You're not smart enough to pull this off, John. You don't get... Anyway, that whole idea that he's challenging people to IQ tests. Can we... Okay, here's an idea for Comedy at the Carlson and Vinny, if you're listening. I actually asked Vinny to call in. He's busy right now. But if you're listening, rather than the Q&A or story time, John says he's going to tell stories he's never told before.
Vinny didn't want to say bad things about John, so he backed down. But eventually, finally, he said this, he's done with this guy. He's an asshole, and he fucked up, and he doesn't have anything to do with him. Look through the videos on YouTube. You'll find it.
Yeah.
What, the ride over to the club? Like, how else would he have a new story to tell?
Just happened to be yesterday.
Right, that's the only way it can be a new story. But he says he has stories he never told about the Howard Stern show. I mean, there's no fucking way unless you're making